Hey guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink, and today's topic is jazz standard Don't Get Around Much Anymore by Duke Ellington. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, also join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy if you want to discuss this topic further or more in detail with others. There you can do that. Yeah, and also the tabs of this which I wrote for you, it's going to be available there as well. Good. Let's get started with this. I'm first going to play the tune. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to play the theme. I wrote out the version for you, how to analyze it, and some ideas how to improvise and stuff like that. And at the end of the tutorial, I'm going to play a version of my own, because listening to other players is also an important source of inspiration. Yep, that's how it is. So let's get started. Don't get around much anymore. B section. The improvisation starts. And so on, and so on, so on, so on. So one step after each other, we start with the theme. First thing about what the title might mean, I think it's a merry guy, which doesn't go out so much anymore. That's what it means, don't get around much anymore. So let's get started. Okay guys, since this is a jazz guitar tutorial, I assume you have a few things already together. I cannot really explain everything from the very beginning. If you have no clue about jazz guitar, please also watch my tutorial, Basic Jazz Guitar and Basic Jazz Guitar 2. To really get into the topic. So let's first check out the theme. It's in C major. I'm playing in this position here. Some people say you can play they have to play the theme an octave higher. Will be like this, but I would really suggest to play the lower thing, and that's been in sync with the other instruments. So it's going to be like this. Let me switch off. I always have a reverse delay on my jazz sounds because I think it's really cool. So here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's the thing, starts on one end. Here you have to put a finger here, that you can make a bar here. That's a position I've chosen because then you're ready to do the chords, which are also important. C major 7 to D minor 7 to E flat minor 7 to... In this case, we would have a diminished chord, but since it's going fast, I select, we just do minor chords. I think that doesn't really disturb it, just make minor 7 chords. So 1, 2, 3, clear. That will be that, okay? Same thing again. And now we do C7 here. 8, 8, 9. go down chromatic to A7, and then the theme continues. Fifth, third, second, fifth, third, 5-2, and then ended up. It's a really typical phrase by Duke Ellington. Okay, the whole thing slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And that was a section, okay? That is repeated once, so repeat it once again, then it goes to the B section. So I played it once again, now went to the B section. The B section is like this. Here, the D. If you get into jazz guitar, you really need to start to know the notes which are playing, not only the frets, you know. I know a few players have no clue about notes, but if you really want to do jazz guitar, you have to learn rhythm and you have to learn how to read music. Otherwise, it's gonna get really tough from a certain point on. Okay? I mean, I'm also reading this stuff because I cannot keep everything by heart, you know. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then or like this. And then the A section comes once again. So I'm going to play the whole thing for you that you can watch it. Again, A section. B section. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was the whole theme now, okay? That's that. Now we're going to analyze the chord progression. I quickly need my glasses, otherwise I cannot read the chords which I wrote out. As I said, music reading from a certain point on, you cannot avoid it, okay? So first part, when we go into improvisation, we have, it's written like this, but then the first 3 bars are C major 7. So since we are in C major, that will be Ionian. So the Ionian scale. Then we have a bar A7. So that will be you can do it in different ways. You can just replace this, you'd use the same scale as before. Well, it's friggin' natural 3, or you can also play Mixolydian flat 6 here if you want. But let's do friggin' natural 3 because it's more easy to understand. C major, so yawn in, and then on the A7, you just replace the C by a C sharp, which will be this. Play the same scale. Well, it leads to Mixolydian flat 6. So let's do Mixolydian flat 6. Then comes one bar of D7. Here we play D Mixolydian. And of G, of course, we play Mixolydian. In some cases, depends what the band plays, but we're doing the real regular thing, so that will be Mixolydian. That will be just... Okay, yeah. You can also make, if that's too complicated for you, you can do it this way. You play basically C major over the whole thing. And then when the A comes, you highlight the C sharp. That will be this note. When the D7 comes, you highlight the F sharp. And the rest stays in C, okay? I'm gonna show you quickly how you can do that. Oh wait, I have to go to the improvisation spot, so that will be here. C sharp, F sharp. Can be really simple or more complicated. You can do like this, or you can really follow Now I followed the modes once again. You can also do like this, or any licks. As I said, I can talk about this tutorial for 3 hours. I cannot go onto everything in detail. I just give some ideas, okay, that everybody more or less can follow. Yo. Then you can also play a bluesy. How you do that? You play bluesy on, you play the C major pentatonics, but with the blue note. That's also cool. I'm going to show you. Works. But I would skip that for the B section, honestly, because there is a spot where it's really cool to play bluesy. So you do this way in the A section. B section, we have F major 7. This just that would be Lydian from. It's basically you start here. Then we have F minor. Then you play A flat here. So 1 bar F major. And then back to C. Then to C7, there you can play bluesy. And then comes D7. Again, the Mixolydian with the F sharp. And now comes 2 bars of half bar changes, and here you can play bluesy. It's really cool to know this run here. Oops. And then comes the A section again, which is the same as before. So I'm gonna play through the improvisation softly, easy, and try to give you instructions while I'm playing to give you an idea how you can manage the whole thing. Okay? C sharp, F sharp, now we play more modes. Ionian, Mixolydian flat 6, flat 13, Dorian, Mixolydian. Now we go in the B section, F Lydian. To D7, really works nicely. What you also, if you want to play it more bluesy, this run really helps, this here. As I said, it's C major pentatonics with the blue note. You can play through the entire tune just with this, and on the selected areas where I say you go for the target notes, and that's fine. And to make it more jazzy, you add octaves. I'm gonna show you. I try to play now a selection and try to explain everything while playing. C sharp, go to F sharp, octaves, to C sharp, to F sharp, to B. Now we start to go to F, A flat, works really nicely. I don't need glasses anymore, just to read. Yeah, it's what I'm saying. The main thing in the improvisation that you always know where you are. You don't have to play wild stuff. As I said, the target notes and to know the form. The form is always a main problem. You always keep to track where you are in the tune, and then you can really go for the chords. And in this case, it's really not too hard because you only have the A7 as a really target chord, where really you have to go for that C sharp. And if you know some licks on Mixolydian flat 13 or flat 6, then you can play them, or any other licks. That's cool too. On the D7 also, if you know any Mixolydian licks, I'm gonna post licks like that on my channel. So if you want to get more jazz stuff, subscribe to my channel. But I cannot really talk about licks over each chord here, because then it's going to get way too long. Yeah, on the B section, there's one part which is really this one here, from F major 7 to from F minor major 7. That's really an important thing. It's also very typical for Duke Ellington. So then you have to highlight the shift from A to A flat, because that's a triad of F. Okay? And then it goes back to C. There you can play bluesy. Or whatever blues lick you know. Okay? And then it goes to D7. There you go to Mixolydian. Again, highlight the F sharp if you want, or play a Mixolydian lick on D7. And then finish the whole thing with a bluesy, and then we're on the A section again. And to make it more interesting, you can add octaves, as I did. Like Wes Montgomery stuff is always cool. And then we have it. Then you have something cool together, easy going. Maybe it's a bit Muzak style, but we won't get it too much into avant-garde here. We could also do avant-garde, of course, but that's another topic, probably later on this channel. But for now, the really Muzak style, I must say. Yeah. And less is more. You don't need to noodle around. It's better to know where you are. That's the first priority. B section. Shift from A to A flat. D7, F sharp. Octaves. C sharp. F sharp. And so on. Yeah, guys, that was Don't Get Around Much Anymore. As I said, a married guy, which cannot go out anymore so much because of his wife. His jealous wife, probably. That's how I interpret this title. However, these were a few ideas. As I said, the main thing in improvisation in jazz is the form is first. You need to have the form following all the time. If you don't know where you are, you cannot really play. I mean, you can doodle around, but less is more. Miles Davis is a good example. I'm a huge fan of Miles Davis. Few notes can be cooler than a lot of noodling, but focus on that you know where you are. And now in this improvisation section, I highlighted the really important target notes, which are really the most important note. There are also other target notes, of course, but I highlighted the most important ones, the triads of the chords. The triads of the chords are always the highly targeted because they define the chord most. And that's why they are the most important ones. You can also target the fifth if you want, or the root note of a chord, but that doesn't have the same effect as a triad. Yeah, so that will be that thing. If you make one chorus improvisation, that's way enough. If you know licks, you can start noodling around if you want, but as I said, I'm not talking about licks here. It's just about to manage the tune. Licks gonna be something else, which I'm gonna post on my channel later, or yeah, just subscribe. Good. One more to say. Tabs and the backing track, I also play the piano on the backing track, is available in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. If you have that one you need a premium membership to download. If you have any questions or so, also join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy for free, and you can post your questions, or you can also add your version of the tune there and discuss it with others. That's cool. Yeah. Me and Dr. Pink are now playing a little bit for you at the end to give you some inspiration, and saying more or less goodbye to everybody. Don't get around much anymore.